Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be doing a review for you of Maybelline's 24-hour Microflex Formula Foundation. Now before I do this review, I bought this myself, just as I bought the other foundation and the powder. I got them, they were a special on in Boots for 3 for the price of 2, so I bought them. The reason I'm mentioning this is because a lot of people in my previous video jumped to the conclusion that I was paid for that video for some bizarre reason. I'm not paid. Never paid. I bought them. I buy everything, almost every single thing you see on here I buy myself. That way I can review it and I can give you the most honest opinion that I can, as opposed to it being sent to you for free and you kind of feel like you have to be a bit nice about things. So had this now for nearly 2 weeks. So I'm going to give you a review on it and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the skin. Now it claims to have 24 hours of super stay power. Now I've no idea how they can come up with that claim, because something may stay on somebody with very, very dry skin a lot longer than it may stay on somebody with very oily skin. So there's no real way of knowing how they came up with that formula. I'm going to be using Sun Beige, but I've no idea if it's my colour, but we'll soon see, won't we? So I've used this on other people and they quite like it. Now the formula is heavier than the previous foundation that I mentioned, and I'm using a Beauty Blender sponge. Now I haven't noticed any fragrance in this whatsoever. Now that's a massive, massive bonus for me, plus the fact that it says it's SPF 19, which is amazing as well. Now as with all foundations with SPF, and you've got to be really careful when you are going to be when you're going to be photographed, because they can cause flashback. So to counteract that, you know, if you know you're going to be photographed and you're worried, don't use a foundation that has an SPF in. It goes on quite light compared to the fact that this is a much thicker and a much thicker formula than the previous one. What I do like about it is it leaves a matte finish. Now matte finishes I tend to prefer, because then I can add shimmer to the face as I go along. But this does leave quite a matte finish, and you definitely, I think, need to use something on the skin in order to liven it up slightly, because it can look a little bit flat and a little bit dead. This, because of the fact that I can't smell any fragrance in it, I think it's wonderful. However, it's not as good as Revlon Colorstay. Absolutely not as good as that, but it's still a good foundation. I'm not in love with this foundation by any stretch. But for those of you with combination to oily skin, you will prefer this, I think, than the sheerer kind of glowy foundations, which look great going on, but within an hour you're an oily mess, and all the other things that can happen with those kind of foundations. So with this, I think if your skin type is right, and it doesn't feel tight or dry on the skin either, but there is zero reflection from it at all. And if you're going to powder this as well, you are then going to be making it even more matte, and therefore making it look slightly heavier. So you do need to add some life back with a shimmer powder or a blusher that has some form of shimmer in it. Would look very, very beautiful. Overall, this is a nice foundation. I love the fact that there's no fragrance. It's good, it has great staying power, but it doesn't live up to the claims of 24 hours, because we don't know how those claims were made. But this is a decent foundation and it does get an absolute thumbs up. So there you go. I wasn't paid, I'm never paid. Thanks for watching, bye bye.